Welcome everyone. So today is part 2 of phone photography shooting. So let's just dive in. So as always, there's not many things different if you're using your camera or phone photography. In general, photography is about light. So when you go with your phone photography, then just use natural light. So what you have to do here is that use the same techniques that you're going to use for your DSLR camera as well. So use the window light or outdoor daylight. No flash, like skip the flash, or no direct sunlight. And then again, you can manipulate the light. So the basics of light are the similar. So we're going to talk about more about light in our other sessions. So definitely use these ones, and then don't have a block in your mind that when you're shooting with phone then everything's different. In general, light works similar ways, and you just have to know the basic of light. So we will dive deeper into these ones in our other sessions. And again, you can manipulate the light using the DSLR techniques. So we also talk about in our natural light sessions that how you can manipulate the light, how you can use the light in your favor to make stunning photos. So you can use the same techniques. So you can use, for example, here, yes, this one I shoot with DSLR, but in general, if I would go there with phone, it's gonna be like the similar situation. So you can use same techniques for phone as well. Or you can reflect the light, and you can put white cards or white boards next to the food, and it reflects. And same thing, use the DSLR techniques for your phone as well. And here it's like the similar case. So just depending on your whole setup, use the white cards or black cards, or sometimes when I'm in a cafe and I don't have my DSLR with me, but I really want to make the photo. So what I do is that I have, for example, I have a white shirt, and even my white shirt is reflecting for the food. So it's or white walls. And these are some simple things, and you start to notice them once you're think about it a little bit and train your eye looking at the looking at the light. Sorry. Another thing what I can see, what the number one mistake what people are doing when they're shooting with phone is that use your feet instead of zoom. So if you shoot with phone, then never zoom in, literally never zoom in, and just walk closer, move your hands or feet. And because if you zoom in, then you obviously lose the quality, but you don't want this one. So try to just move closer if you need to, because otherwise the quality is gonna get lower and lower and lower. Another thing is that you obviously need a steady camera. You can use tripods, but again, the whole beauty of phone photography is that it's portable, and I don't have to use my tripod or anything. It's just having fun with little equipment as possible. So it might sound super basic, but on the other hand, it's important. So what you have to do here is that use your phone with two hands, because obviously the two hands of yours are way more steadier than your one hand, because it might be shaking or whatever. And then breathe. Just think about it. Usually when you breathe out, these are the basics that you learn in yoga, but when you breathe out, then your hands are usually more stable. And if you really want to if you have low light conditions, then you have to keep your phone as steady as possible. And then if I don't have my tripod with me, then sometimes what I do is that I just lean my phone somewhere and just hold it like this. And so I have extra support, or I put my phone in some place and it makes the photo on its own. And here are, for example, some of the case studies. So again, use window light. And this is super basic, but it makes a huge difference. In general, it makes a huge difference. You might have a stunning, delicious food, but when the light is wrong, then the food might not look as beautiful. And when you have the low light conditions, then use a tripod, or just lean something lean your phone somewhere and then make the photo. So just make sure that the phone is steady, because it takes time for the photo to take. And if it's like shaking a little bit, then you lose a lot of quality. So for example, here I had like really low light conditions. And what I had is that I just leaned my phone somewhere and made a photo like this. That basic composition rules. So basic composition rules are, in general, we dive deeper into the composition in our other video lessons, so definitely check these ones. But I'm here just as a reminder that in phone photography, you need to know the basic compositions as well. And you can even use your phone, broke your camera into 9 equal squares, use the basic ones like rule of thirds, golden ratio, or like other composition techniques that are well known on other things. But if you're like, sometimes it's like hard to shift from, for example, from DSLR to phone or the other way around. So I'm just here to remind you that don't forget about the basic composition rules. I know it might sound basic, but it's super important. Another thing what you can do is that super easy technique is using negative space. So what you can do here is that just look for the gaps around the main thing. So here I shoot with my phone as well. And here I left just some negative space. And here the main subjects are here. So this one creates a little bit of like breathing room, I would call it. And it's easier like this to focus on the main subject. And as always, never forget about storytelling. We will dive deeper into storytelling in our another video sessions. But again, like, even though if you're using your phone, like, don't forget about the basic photography in general, because you can create some interest with storytelling in general. Capture the emotions, like behind the scenes stories. Like sometimes I'm just like using my phone photos for social media, because like obviously the production cost and the level of editing and everything is like way less than DSLR, because with DSLR I spend like way more time than my phone. With my phone I just grab the photo, put it in Adobe Lightroom phone app, and I'm done, and I can post it. Because in general it's like, yeah, it depends on what's your goal. Obviously, when I'm shooting for a client, I never use my phone. It's like obvious that I'm gonna go for DSLR and higher quality. But if your production costs need to be slow and need to be less, then yeah, it's like super smart to use your phone just in general. You need is like the basic composition techniques, great light next to window, and you're done. And another thing, we will dive deeper into our color theory in our other sessions. But again, I'm here to remind you that you can always use the color wheel even if you're shooting with phone. And you can choose the color harmony between basic color palettes like monochromatic, analogous, triad, complementary, component, and shade. So we will dive deeper into this one in our another session. So definitely check out these ones. So again, like, these are all phone photos. So what you can see is that there's a little bit of lens effect. So you can see like the plates are like a little bit weird shape. You can actually get this one correct in your editing. So in our another session, we talk about editing more. So definitely stay tuned for this one. Thank you for watching. I hope this was useful, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.